Here are my first impressions of the Canon R7. Today is the first day that it's available for sale. I went on every website known to man and you can't find it anywhere. They all say out of stock, coming soon. Canon's website said you could buy it from them, that they had it in stock, but it's going to take 2 or 3 days. So I figured I'd just wait a little while before I got this camera. But for the heck of it, I drove about 45 minutes to a camera store out in Woodland Hills called Woodland Hills Camera. And I went in to ask the guy if he knew when he'd be getting a copy or getting his hands on one of these cameras. And he said, hey, I got one. They sent me one last week, but I'm not allowed to sell it until, and he stopped, looked at his watch, looked at the date, he's all, today. So it turns out I'm the first person to buy this camera from him. People who have it pre-ordered, they'll start shipping today, so you'll get yours soon. But I think I'm one of the first person to actually have one of these in hand that's not one of those professional photographers that they gave one of those out early to, the early editions. So I've had a chance to use this for one day, and here's what I've decided. I love this thing. Now, if you've got a full frame camera, why in the world would you need to get one of these? And I have some answers for you. Because I shoot on a Canon EOS R, it's a full frame camera, and it's a great camera, I love it. So why in the world was I so excited to get the R7? Why would you need a full frame camera and a crop censored camera? What would the purpose of that be? Well, for me, the full frame camera is great for low light situations. The EOS R, I'm going to use it for portraits, indoor photography, I'm going to use it for landscapes. But the crop censored R7 is going to be great to get that little extra reach. The 1.6 crop factor means that I can get a little closer to the birds. If I'm doing some nature photography, I can get closer to the animals. And it's also great for sports photography. I like to go, and my neighbor's a baseball player, a high school baseball player. You can get shots of the sports like baseball, basketball, anything. This gets you in a little bit closer. Now you can see I also got the kit lens that comes with it, which is 18 by 150. Great, it's a great little lens. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I really needed it, but now that I'm starting to use it a little bit, I'm really liking this lens as well. So it's going to be a great camera for me. Here are the things that really have stood out to me today as I just got started with this camera. It's really good at high ISO. I was a little worried about that because shooting with high ISOs on the EOS R, the photos look really pretty good. I don't know. The photos I took today, shooting them at high ISOs up to 1200, the photographs were really pretty clean. It didn't take me a lot to go ahead and edit those and clean them up. I think it was shooting, I don't want to say it because I'm going to get a bunch of comments that say that's crazy, but I was thinking that my photos looked a little bit cleaner on this than they did on the Canon EOS R at the high ISOs. So this thing's shooting really, really good at the high ISO level. Now, of course, the shutter speed's incredible. You're getting, I believe it's 15 shots per second without using the mechanical shutter. I'm sorry, that is the mechanical shutter. The electronic shutter, you go higher, it shoots lightning fast. I don't ever see myself needing to go faster than this, that's for sure. And then of course the last thing that is a big selling point on this is the autofocus is incredible. I had it set up on animal eye focus and I went out to shoot the dog. I shot some birds, I shot my neighbor's dog. This thing locks on an animal's eye unbelievably well. It took really good photos. And then the photographs themselves that I was looking at today, I'm looking at them through Adobe Lightroom, and I know when they first were sending these out as the additions to the photographers early, you weren't able to open the raw photos yet in Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop. Well, today you can, because as soon as I brought these in, the raw photos opened right away. So Lightroom is ready for this camera. The photographs looked great, so highly recommend it. I'm only one day in. In fact, I'm probably one of the few people who has their camera already. So those of you who pre-ordered, they ship today. You'll maybe get them tomorrow or the next day, but I got one in hand today and I'm loving this camera. I highly recommend it so far. I'll do a lot more videos with this camera down the road. Here's one thing I'm really looking forward to with this is I shoot the moon quite a bit. I have a 600mm f11 lens. I'm going to throw it on here. Of course, that gets me up to 960 millimeters with the crop sensor here of the 1.6. So that's going to get me real close to the moon. I'm excited for that as well. All right, that's my really quick, brief first day review of the Canon R7. Highly recommend it so far. I'm loving it. It's fun to take pictures with. It's not as small as I thought it was going to be, which I'm glad. The grip is a deep grip, so you can really get a good grip on this. It's a good camera. I'll see you guys next time on Bruce Tracy Photography. Hopefully I'll have some photos to show you guys at that point. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.